What if I told you that the person in your life who seems the most giving, the one who always shows up, always helps, never says no, might also be the most resentful person in the room? Not because they're a bad person, but because they've been saying yes for so long they've forgotten they were allowed to say no. If that hits somewhere, stay with me. Welcome back to Raw Regulation on the Regulated Life. I'm Erica, and we are deep in shadow work this week on the Regulated Life. Today, we're talking about the unpredictable archetype, and specifically the projection that runs quietly underneath all that giving, all of that people pleasing, all of that constant scanning for what everyone else needs. The shadow projection of the unpredictable is selfishness, not their own. They would never let themselves be selfish. No, they project it onto everyone around them who dares to take up space, set a boundary, or prioritize themselves. This is the shadow of the caretaker, and it is one of the most quietly painful patterns I work with. Let's talk about what's happening in the nervous system of someone who has learned to caretake as a survival strategy. In early environments where love was conditional, where affection came with invisible price tags, where the child's job was to manage parents' emotional state, or to be good enough not to cause upset, the nervous system learned a fundamental equation. My needs are dangerous. Other people's needs are my responsibility. This isn't a conscious belief. It's a somatic one. It lives in the breath that shortens before you ask for something, the tightening in the chest when you imagine disappointing someone, the automatic pivot from your own needs to someone else's before your want was ever fully formed. Dr. Stephen Porges would call this a ventrovagal performance. The unpredictable has learned to mimic safety and warmth not because they feel safe, but because creating safety in others is the only way they know how to get safe. And the cost of that strategy, over years, is a hidden well of resentment. John Gottman's research on relationships shows that contempt, not conflict, is the most corrosive force in close bonds. And contempt often is suppressed resentment that was never given a legitimate outlet. The unpredictable doesn't argue, they accumulate. I want to name an experience that some of you are going to recognize deeply. You're with someone, a partner, a friend, a sibling, and they do something for themselves. They buy something just for them. They say no to a plan. They sit with their own feelings instead of checking in on yours. And something in you flares. Something that sounds internally like, must be nice. Must be nice to just think about yourself. I would never. And then, because you are the unpredictable, the giver, the one who holds everything together, you immediately feel guilty for having that thought. So you push it down. You go do something helpful. You smile. You make sure everyone's okay. And the resentment goes a little deeper underground. Here's what I want you to hear. That flash of envy, that must be nice, that's not ugliness. That's your needs trying to get your attention. That's the exiled self knocking. You're not selfish for wanting things. You're human. Let's do a short body-based practice. Come with me. Take a breath. Let your shoulders drop. I want you to bring to mind someone in your life who recently did something for themselves. Something that, if you're honest, you felt a small sting about. Don't judge the sting, just locate it. Where is it in your body? Now ask, what did they have permission to do that I haven't been giving myself? Name it, even just internally. Rest, space, a no, a want, a boundary, time. Now speak to yourself, to the part that's been waiting. I am allowed to have needs. am allowed to take up space. My worth is not contingent on my usefulness. Breathe that in. Even if your system pushes back, especially if your system pushes back. That pushback is the pattern, and awareness of the pattern is the first step to releasing it. Use this practice when you catch yourself feeling resentful for someone else's ease, space, or self-prioritization. That resentment is not a character flaw. It's a signal that your own needs have been waiting too long. You don't have to dismantle the whole pattern today. Just notice it once without swallowing it. Tomorrow, we're ending the week with a 60-second somatic tool to pull the projection back into your own body in real time. It's called Somatic Ownership, and it's one of my favorites. Until then, the Spiral Reset audio is free at mind-fusion.com/audio. 5 minutes, whenever your system needs a landing place. I'll see you tomorrow.